So it's day, whatever the fuck it is, of the COVID-19 pandemic 2020. Um, Late March, and this is Bulgaria, and this is me. And I think I spent about 14 days in lockdown in Bulgaria. And my homage to the coronavirus is just getting too much of a pain in the arse, so I'm going to remove it. And whilst I do so, I'm going to share a few little nuggets of joy and wisdom. And hopefully what we'll see at the end is that the coronavirus won't seem quite so bad. And I'll have regained a couple of years and perhaps even just an ounce of sexiness. We'll see. So, this is like I said, it could be like 14 days growth, something like that. I sort of started by accident in lockdown and just thought, oh fuck it, no one's going to come around and visit me because everyone else is watching their own front gate with pitchforks and shotguns. So it's not like I'm on show. So let's give it a go. Turns out I've got a very white beard. Perhaps I shouldn't say I'm so surprised. I turned 50 last 2 months ago. But thanks to my mother's genes, I've got a gloriously white plumage. Anyway, that'll do for now. I suspect I might need a couple of goes at this. So, just a quick note on equipment. I'm using an old. So this, I'm really sort of going to go for it today because this is an old school, throat slasher sort of thing. So let's have a little count up of how many blobs of claret get left on my face as I go. I'm going to take it sort of fairly slow, which is why I'm going to also do a running commentary on how shit humanity seems to have been dealing with this. Alright, so the UK appears. What is that doing? Right? I don't think I've got the right angle. It's all about the angle of these things. That's a bit better. Yeah, once you get beneath the initial undergrowth, it seems to be doing something. Yeah, the UK seems to have just tipped over into a period of relative calm after ignoring the government's instructions to stay at home, not go to the pub, and don't buy all the loo roll in the shops. So everyone decided that they'd go their own way with that. But from what I hear, people have begun to. Well, I think they've just got enough loo roll. Is the fact of the matter. I think they've just got, how much loo roll do I really need? I mean, even for the apocalypse, there is a ceiling. There is a limit to how much one shits. So, I think that limit's been reached. But shares in Andrex must be going through the roof. Should have jumped on that, but didn't bother. Right, anyway. But in Bulgaria, you see, no one could be asked to leave their house as kind of, sort of as usual, as it were. So there's plenty of loo roll, and there's plenty of pasta, and there's plenty of all the things, all the sort of joys of spring, really. The only thing that was running out, actually I can't think of anything that was running out. Everything was in the shops. It's a bit bonkers, really, because people would view Bulgaria as being a fairly backward nation. I imagine that's what people have in their heads. And yet everyone can get whatever the fuck they like in Bulgaria, and people can't even make a spaghetti carbonara in the UK anymore. Most people. Well, I haven't slashed myself to bits so far. It's causing quite a mess though. What else is news? Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, he's got it. He went off to Balmoral. No, did he? No, the Queen went off. No, he went off to Balmoral. Oh, anyway, he's got it, and he's doing very well on it. He doesn't seem to be anywhere near in trouble. So that was kind of fun, and that was, you know, as far as a news item was concerned, it was like, oh, okay, he's got it. That was followed almost immediately, like the day after, with the Prime Minister. I can't see a fucking thing. With the Prime Minister and his Health Secretary getting it, and the Chief Scientific Officer, and the Chief Medical Officer. So the people that are keeping the people safe from this thing have all got it. I mean, what a cliffhanger that is to any HBO miniseries. So I'm assuming the people are going to go on their sort of mid-season break now, and we're just going to have some filler episodes. You know, Mrs. Miggins down the road has got it, and so is Arthur Street. Until we get to another big budget episode where, I don't know, Queen. I mean, you don't want to tempt fate really, but possibly. Donald Trump. Ooh. It'd be contentious, wouldn't it? He's a man in his 70s. And I assume where it's all going to end is that Prince Charles is going to rally some kind of army of virus immune farmers, vicars and Women's Institute folk to come and rescue London from the jaws of viral defeat or something like that. We don't know, do we? So there's also been so you can get tests for this stuff. You can get tests to see whether you've got this stuff, and there aren't enough tests to go around, as you'd expect, because it's a new thing. So there's been a sort of triage. You know, if you think you've got it, you can go and ask for a test, and they may or may not give it to you, and all that sort of stuff. Of course, you know, the people that really need it are the doctors and nurses and stuff like that, and you know, quite understandably, quite sensibly. But because Prince Charles has got it, or because Prince Charles thought he had it and got immediately tested, and because the Prime Minister and Health Secretary thought they'd got it and were immediately tested, there's been an outcry from, generally speaking, the far left, and Republicans and anarchists and so on and so forth, saying, why is it that the Prince of Wales gets a test and I don't? You know, why is it that the Prime Minister jumps to the front of the queue and I don't? And the whole thing's left me a bit baffled, really. I'll be perfectly honest with you, because as far as I can tell, as far as I recall, the Prince of Wales is a prince, and the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister. So that's why the fuck they get tests. I don't know why. I don't know where's the confusion here. If you were a prince, you'd get a test, I'm sure. But you're not, so you're just a blue collar, moany old git. So, should we leave this? Lots of people very upset that they're not at the front of the queue, or that there are more important people out there. And of course, they are more important people. They're the fucking Prime Minister and they're fucking royalty. They have an impact on millions and millions of lives. generally speaking, to the good. You'd hope. You've got a milk round in Rotherham. Do the fucking maths. Anyway, what else? It's all getting a bit. I'm not being very methodical. I need to be more methodical. I'm being a bit random. But it is fair to say I've got more work cut out. So yeah, I mentioned Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump in America, election year for him. Very divisive character. He's not everybody's cup of tea, especially if you're not an American. Half of America love him and half of America don't. 90% of the rest of planet Earth don't. Which I'm sure doesn't bother the half of America that love him one iota. I need a prong. I need a. How can I do this? I need a little cleaning instrument because it's all getting cloggy. That's a bit better. Crikey. Yeah. He's had an absolute storming couple of weeks. He has single-handedly found the cure. Developed a vaccine. Actually, his latest one was he's found one off the shelf. He's just gone into a drugstore and he's found some drugs that was already on the shelf, and he tried a few of those out and they seem to work. So all of a sudden that's like a fucking miracle cure, which is obviously nonsense. I mean, it is obviously nonsense. My fucking cat could tell you it's nonsense. But there's a couple in Texas who saw this press interview where he named the drug, and I forget the name of the drug now. But he named this sort of over the counter or off the shelf drug that you could go and get, which they obviously jotted down on a post-it note, and then went off looking for, because what they heard was Donald Trump saying that this is a vaccine. So they found this compound or this chemical in, I think it was fishbowl cleaner. So they went and took a load of fishbowl cleaner to protect them against the coronavirus. Turns out that the formulation that the fishbowl cleaner chemical company use is different to the formulation that they put in this off-the-shelf drug that Donald Trump was talking about, and the poor old Texas couple were found dead of fishbowl cleaner poisoning. I've got to feel sorry. I mean, these are sort of grown-ups making actual choices. Anyway. So so it's all gone a bit quiet on the. We've already got this drug. We've already got this nailed, right, people. He also said he had another one that's good. He's played an absolute blinder. I mean, there is an entire mini series of Trumpisms that are going to come out the back end of this. But another one that sort of sticks out very recently was we've had the virus now for 5 minutes or so. We don't want to. It's hurting the economy for everyone to sort of stay indoors, so we want to have this beaten by Easter. She's fine. I mean, good for you. No, I'm sure we all want to have it beaten by tomorrow. But saying we're going to beat it, saying we're going to beat it isn't the same as beating it. It's just saying you're going to beat it. And people talk about him offering a message of hope to the American people and stuff like that. Well, it's kind of fine, but actually, no, I'm going to disprove my own point, because I was going to say, you got to give people information and then let them make their own choices. But then what you end up with is people in Texas killing themselves with fishbowl cleaner. So maybe giving people information, maybe giving Trump supporters information isn't the most sensible thing to do. Anyway, let's leave the politics alone. So as you can see, we're coming along. Is that blood? Have I just? No, it's all right. It's just a bit dark, but it is all getting a bit. I think I'm gonna need a little moisturisation here, because it's all getting a bit. Alright. I don't know if let's keep going for a minute. So, just to leave Mr. Trump on a sort of final note, he is, for a long time, he was calling COVID-19 the Chinese virus. Wouldn't refer to it by coronavirus or COVID-19, but simply the Chinese virus, because it came from China, apparently, and that's, so he wants to be accurate. Was what he said, and then lots of people started abusing American Asians, and he decided that it might be more helpful to not turn his own people against each other. And so has reverted once again to calling it by its medical name. Yes, but the point of that is that he was also talking about Europe. There's a lot of blame being cast on Europe for being the source, if not the source, then the source of worldwide spread, the source of it becoming a pandemic. And Italy in particular. And Italy is, I think everyone's got their fingers crossed that Italy is just about turning the corner in terms of this problem. They've had a horrible couple of months, and Italians are dropping like flies, as I'm sure history books will record. And I was supposed to start a business out in Italy. Well, I have started a business out in Italy this year, which is, well, it ain't happening now, because you can't go to Italy. It's a tourism business. You can't go to Italy. You can't really sort of offer much in the way of tourism. So I've had to put that on hold, which is a bit unfortunate. But anyway, that's me. So they've lost. What have they lost now? I think we're up to 10,000, give or take. But Spain seems desperate to get in on the action. Spain. I'm going to put a little bit more. In fact, I'm going to retail, because I'll tell you for why. Because I want to give the rest of my face another quick wish, just to make sure it's all done. And then I need a bit more for the. I'm not even vaguely tempted to keep some of this stuff. I don't think goatees are. I don't think me and goatees are the perfect partner. So I'm just gonna very quickly go over what I've already done and then get rid of this shit. So so Spain seems incredibly pissed off at Italy for taking for hogging all the limelight as regards the European outbreak, and is rapidly catching up with a medical care system which is not even in the same league as the Italian medical care system. So at the moment, Italy has got the highest number of COVID-19 patients in Europe, or cases of COVID-19 in Europe, with the highest number of deaths of COVID-19. But Spain is a gnat's whisker away from them now. This is late March. And it seems as though within 2 or 3 days, Spain, who are on this incredible up curve, Spain are going to become the big news story in Europe. At the other end of the scale, Germany, and you can think of this as you wish, but Germany, no one's fucking dying of it. Everyone's just getting it and getting it, and going, ooh, and then carrying on. They're all fine, even the oldies. So Germany have got 35,000 odd cases, and they're all putting through. So if you're looking to survive a flu pandemic, go and check out your family tree and see if you've got any Teutonic blood in you, because it's good stuff. So, oh no, I was going to leave it, aren't I? No. So I'm going to have to sort of stop the chit chat a little bit, because this is the stuff. This is where when you slip, it causes all sorts of trouble. So, yeah, I don't know where this is all going to end up, or who we're going to lose, or how long we're going to have our lives disrupted for. But I think the smart money is on some people, and for a long time. In fact, my suspicion is that the world will be forever changed in some perhaps subtle but distinct ways. Wonky porn star moustache, keeping it. All right. Tempting, isn't it? It is tempting. Whether you think that's better or worse, or does it make any difference whatsoever? I should care, probably, but I don't. So thanks for sitting through my ramble, whoever you are and whenever you are. That's me. I hope you got through. I hope you get through the virus.